Hi, this is in response to ApolloTheMarvel's Educate, Motivate, and Inspire number 3, the importance of an education. And I do agree wholeheartedly that an education is important in this world if a person is to afford themselves, make themselves a better life, be able to do the things that they like to do, avoid having to worry about where the next meal is coming from, having to avoid worrying about how they're going to pay the rent. The sad fact is that education is denied to most people. The access to education is denied to most people. One of the reasons is cost. Because of the government starting a policy of subsidized loans and the ease of which people were able to get loans in the past 10 years or so has caused the education prices to skyrocket. In most cases, like right now, I am pursuing a master's degree, and it's like $723 per credit. When you get into being full-time, or you get into, in my case, when I start doing my rotations, and it's 18 credits per class, you can imagine how expensive that's going to be. Now, a lot of people will say, well, you know what, they should work hard, they should buckle down, they should save to get their education. The sad fact is, most of the jobs out there right now do not really pay enough for a person to subsist and also pay their tuition. Many companies have also gotten rid of their benefits, which paid employees to go to college. And it just seems that a lot of our, especially inner city people, have the most barriers to getting an education. Brought to mind of some movies I saw. One was Waiting for Superman, another one was called The Lottery, in which it was recognized that the schools were doing a poor job and could not sufficiently educate students. Therefore, the students were given an opportunity through a lottery. They put their names in, their names were drawn, to go to a magnet school or a school which offered high-class education. Now, this really made me think of just how poor our society has gotten, where we value education less and less, and we don't take the steps to solve a problem, which is that education, especially for inner city children, is subpar. They don't have the materials to educate students. They don't have the extracurricular activities available as much as they used to give students a well-rounded education and to enrich their lives. We then take these same people, these same families, unfortunately, yes, most of them are in the inner city, and we placate them with electronics, we placate them with video games, and it just seems that, you hear in the news how we are, as a country, rated 70th in some places in terms of science and math, and that we really have a huge disparity between people who are educated and those who aren't educated. And unfortunately, in this day and age, people still say, well, they can go to a community college, which is affordable, but unfortunately, a lot of companies do not even look at associate's degree to hire people. Most companies start looking at higher degrees, such as a bachelor's or even a graduate degree, in order to consider somebody for hiring. So, yes, education is very important, but I think even more important is to make sure that we provide our younger generations with the tools so that they can get educated, so that they can, apply to colleges. We also need to look at how teachers are rated in the school districts in terms of, there's some really poor teachers out there who go through the motions, not really teaching children, but they still keep their job and are still making a great salary. While you have a teacher who may have just graduated or doesn't have a lot of experience in teaching, but really is motivated and really cares about imparting, knowledge to children. And that person is usually the first to get laid off. So we really do, I don't wholeheartedly agree that teachers' unions should be busted. And I'm not for mass layoffs of education. I think the last people who should be laid off in this country are the teachers and the policemen and firemen, who are very important to our society, yet we don't value them enough. And that's really where the big problem lies. So when you have a poor teacher who, you look at them and their teaching methods are poor, or you look at them and they really don't have the motivation or the inspiration to teach, they should be gotten rid of and replaced with people who really do want to teach and really do want to impart that knowledge and really do want to instill in our children that, you can have a brighter future if you just stick with the education. So, it's just a shame that we waste billions of dollars on the military, and we waste billions of dollars on our people in office so that they can run for office. And we pay, billions of dollars in taxes, and we really don't see the benefits for us. We need a strong voice, and I think the only way we're going to have a strong voice is if we have a collective voice. And those in Washington got to know that we want better education in safer neighborhoods, and I'm not expecting them to create jobs out of thin air, because they really can't, but they really need to get their priorities straight in terms of making sure that businesses can afford to hire people. So yes, education is important. Unfortunately, we don't really support it in this country.